Okay, now I just started recording it, but I could have recorded that
Okay,
also.
good.
So as far as different ways for you to go,
Mm-hmm.
that gives, it just opens your eyes. I'm glad you're so observant, like you saw that on a ship, you see what he's
Right,
doing and the other things. Um,
right.
and and you can see how his website's set up based on that commercial, what he's doing. He has that certain
Mm-hmm.
look and he does behind the scenes and all these things. So because the
Mm-hmm.
other thing is, it's funny because I got an email from someone just actually the other day, and she she's going to be joining the internet, the coaching center, and
Oh,
she's really extremely talented.
right.
And she sent me the link to her website, and I'll share it with you because it's a good example of how you could set up your website simply, you know,
Okay.
um, and
Oh, good.
yeah. So in a few minutes, I'll share that with you. So
Thank
it'll
you.
help guide you for it. So it's another example.
Yes.
That's not.
I have studied your website, and yours is so extensive that I have to start much simpler.
Well,
Yes.
you could do it quite simply,
Okay.
and if you're, um, I don't know if you're interested or he's interested. If you My son, who's a painter, has been doing graphic designing and doing websites, but he does some things
Oh,
for people very simply, or he does things for people very
okay.
complex. If you're
Right.
interested, I could, but I don't want it, not only if you're interested, but sometimes he doesn't want me to do it. So if you do it on your own, or if you have somebody, but if you don't, I'll ask him, you know,
Oh,
um,
yeah.
because
Yeah,
he's,
I don't.
go ahead.
Yeah, I would definitely like a reference
Yeah.
and see what if he would be willing to
Yeah.
what his
Uh,
yeah,
I'll ask him, and then I'll just, I know it's, of course, someone who's just starting, so it's a limited budget thing, and he might do it because I think
exactly.
he could do it. I know he does some, he doesn't usually use Wix, but it doesn't matter. It's because they're all basically the same. But I'll find out if you need it, but the focus should be on
Yes.
this other thing.
Yes, I would like to see like how much it would cost me. And it is Wix that I have already signed up and paid for
Oh,
Wix.
that's fine. You can leave it like that. That's
Yes,
fine. And
right,
you need basically a simple thing, and I'll show you that. So we'll get into
yeah.
that in a minute. But first, I think what's really important is what else? If there's nothing else that we're saying, what I wanted to get into is here. Now, looking at your email and to what I said, just as kind of a review of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I went through all the works that you had sent me. I should let me see
Right.
if I have that separately. Yeah, maybe I should pull up the original email that you sent, but maybe you don't. I don't need it. So
I
okay.
remember like your tea bag, and I remember
Mhm.
all the picture of my late husband Mike.
Right.
I know them very well, so
Well, I'm
yeah.
sure. All right. Well, this is why
Yeah.
I chose it. And here, let
Right.
me read what I wrote to you before. I'm
Uh-huh.
going to feel like a detail to choose, but the main critique that, and I was compelled to really write this out because when I saw it, I said, "This is simple for me to," but this is the emphasis and things I was trying to, get across to you, and doing and being able to critique this really helps you think with your direction. Um, and now, if you look at this, these things, if you noticed what I chose, and well, let me see what I could tell you what I chose by looking at these, but let me see what I said to you. If you're shooting someone, all right. So, uh, if you're shooting someone nude, it's not like a beauty shop where a facial portrait is necessary. Then I avoid the faces, and I have them turn away from the camera. So the ones that were kind of looking at you or staring at the camera or look like a portrait, it got in the way with, well, first of all, it was more like an invasion of privacy. It
Right.
loses the mystique, and you put it, it's almost like, they don't want you to look at them nude, basically. They, you don't want them to be a particular person. You want to have it unrecognizable. So I found any of the images that you look and you see the person looking you at the right in the eyes like that, it becomes a portrait and it becomes something that you get in different, with them. It's and the importance here. I said, but also you don't want to relate to, like I just meant, you don't want to relate to a particular person, and you don't want your focus going into their eyes and usually involved in their body form or the environment or the mood that you created in the environment. So, in
Mm-hmm.
order to help that and create the mood, it's just like when you look at Sarah Moon's pictures that you like. She has a
Mm-hmm.
look, or even mine or something. There's either a look of softness or grain, or the focus is in. It's not like technical photography where things are sharp or clear. So,
Yes.
um, so I took all the ones, and I remember specifically, um, like I have these two here. On, can you see my cursor?
Yes, I see it.
Okay,
Oh no, the
yeah.
cursor.
Well, here the one,
Yeah.
the second from the bottom, with the girl on the
Yes.
rock. I
Uh-huh.
really like these, and I like in this case, I do like the color. This is very monochromatic color. So
Right.
I do. I think the color is something special on this. Does this does the image move around when I do this?
I see you highlight one image
Oh,
now.
okay.
Yes.
So you see the one I mean. I
Very good.
specifically
Yeah.
like this, even though I like this, the way you flatten and do this to your black and white. And so I think what gets you closer to what your art and your painting and everything is about is when you're technically off. You know what I mean? And it's
Yes.
not for, like in the old days, it said the Kodak technical manuals. It doesn't follow those. You do something,
Right.
on your,
No.
on your own with it, whether you're
Right.
pushing the film, pushing the ISO or whatever. So I
Right.
particularly like this one because the colors aren't strong or vibrant and all, and it has a nice tonality to it. And it brings out a little more of the detail in it because normally I like, your black and white like this. And and also it's a matter of, for example, this happens to be really a beautiful shot too, and it happens to be a really nice shot, and it doesn't follow, the girl on the rock. You see me moving it, the image, to indicate which one.
Oh, there I see it.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
yes. Yes. Yes.
So
Uh-huh.
it's a really beautiful photograph itself. Her face is turned away. It's a nice landscape. It's a nice environment, and it's really nice. So it's really strong. So I would leave that because it's because I would say the other thing is when when you change it around and it becomes more like this one that I'm highlighting.
Uh-huh.
That one, because
Right.
I like this when you do this with all of these. Now, as far as the flatness and maybe overlapping, the images to create that look. So I like all of those. Now, I also like when you do those triptych type of things, like, this. You see that one, right?
There
Right.
you go.
Okay.
Yep.
All
Yep.
right.
That's a Nick. No wait. It's like it's one of those editing programs that does that.
Well, whatever it is,
Yeah.
one of the
Yeah.
reasons I like it was if you didn't do this, it's too clean. It's too You know, it she's too visible. That's why I was going to pull up
Right.
the originals. But you know what it looks like.
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah, you need that to be subtle. That's a
yeah,
very important thing in art,
right.
which I have learned more and more. When I do think if it doesn't have that subtlety, it's not art. Or well, I guess it could be, but
Right, but
yeah,
you have something that's a very strong style, and that's why
right.
I'm trying to emphasize that with everything you're doing. And
Oh, good.
because of that, even this one that in the first in the left hand corner,
Uh huh.
that one. Um,
Right.
so because of that, you could get away with it. If you didn't have the triptych breakup of it you did,
Yeah.
it would be just okay. But doing this,
Boring.
it fits
Yes.
in nice with that. Also, be aware of
Good.
sometimes with some of the props, they work good here. You see this one, in the right corner. I like
Right.
I like that. I don't like it clear. I like that it's broken up a little more, and you can even do it even a little more with it. But it's nice.
Okay.
But when you see the vase, like in this triptych here, right?
Right. Right.
It looks a little more like a prop that doesn't really look natural, you know.
Right.
And then
Yeah, it gets more mystified, as you mentioned. That word is a good word.
which the mystique of it,
Like
or
mystified, like some
right.
mystique in it.
Hmm.
Right.
And
Yeah.
and also you're kind of I don't like to look the way her breast looks in it, but it's okay. I get away with it because of what you've done with as a triptych. You might even
Okay.
kind of tone it down a little bit in the same
Okay.
way and in the same way that you've done any of these other, like this one, that one,
Okay.
or
Okay.
the way you've done it with the black and white, like that.
Right.
Just bring a little less so there's not so much definition to it, and you could even do
Okay.
it with that. So
Okay.
now this is really nice, but some of these beauty things or nude things in the environment, like that one and that one, of course, and then the left hand corner,
Mm-hmm.
this,
Okay.
is really, is really nice angle, nice thing. So all of these could really work, all of them, and
Perfect.
and this the same way. And even if you try to tone it down a little, like I just described the others, including the one in
Okay.
the upper left corner, I think are great. Now,
Good.
I also, it's funny because I just personally like this. Remember, I mentioned it when we first met just online.
Right.
That I like it because the tonality of it, I didn't like it was you had it too saturated on one of them. But number one, she's
Yes.
looking away, the light, everything I mentioned to you online with that. And I like, for some reason, the tones look like old film from the 50s. So,
Okay. A little bit. Yeah.
yeah. So it's a matter how
And
pardon me.
but and I don't know how much you have studied about composition, but if you see the rock has like an S shape, and a lot of
Mhm.
times if you have S shape in torsos, if you have that S shape, a lot of statues have the hips bent a little bit.
Hmm.
So I think that's why I like it so much.
Right. Well, it's I why I like it. So it's like, as far as how much I study composition, as far as what's pleasing to the eye, it's not like, and I could see
Right.
that you have this, and that's why I felt you have the potential, because it's not like you like. I see people even on the internet. I saw some comments about the rule of thirds or all that. I think all
Right.
that's bullshit. I don't have the rule of thirds or know even about the rule of
Right.
thirds. I have just an eye that I have a feeling of what's right and what isn't right. You know what I
And
mean?
yeah,
So
yeah,
as
the
far,
mood in your photos is just incredible. I was looking through a lot of fashion magazines this week, like Bizarre,
mhm.
that magazine, and tons of pictures. I was looking for photos I liked, and I didn't see one that had great lighting, like you have in your fashion photos.
Well, so many of them, especially nowadays, they all look digital. When I say they
Right,
all look so
right,
clean, and the beauty is not really
right,
beauty, and the storytelling sometimes. And there's some great
right.
photographers in between, but for the most
Yeah,
part, they look at it, and the cosmetic manufacturers want it clean. It's like
right,
because it's makes their products look good, but they don't have that aesthetic for it. So
right.
and it's too bad, but um, but you look at the right things, whether it's Sarah Moon or Vivian Meyer. It's just anyway. So that's
Right.
that. So this body of work, as I chose it and as I mentioned to it, is great. And even with that, now right away, I want to go over to what you had sent me from your trip, and I know you couldn't find anybody. You explained it,
Right. Yeah, I'm
and
not proud. I'm not proud of it at all.
right, no, well,
It was okay, but no, it's not photographically. It's not quality at all.
no, I know, and you understand that, and I know you understand it.
Yes, I do.
So, and when you get into these situations, with that kind of
Right.
thing, she's an attractive woman, and you got some pictures that are
Yeah.
fine, attractive, and you can see on the screen right now,
Yes.
and of course you tried to do something else with it. Um, so you could always get something out of it based on what you're doing. But the most emphasis I want to say when you're doing things, and this is how I feel, is I don't know if it's somebody had an obligation to do or whatever, but sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But you have the feeling
Right.
that this is really frustrating, right?
Okay. Yes. Yes. I
And
was. You are totally correct.
and
Yeah.
and my best suggestion to you when you get in these situations that it's really frustrating is
Okay.
is don't keep pushing it. Don't keep pushing
Okay.
it. Don't try to
Okay.
get something out of it, because when it's like that, you're going to
Yeah.
start hating photography. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
and let me tell you what is at bottom of that. I am not good with assignments. Like if I'm going, I need to learn, and I like that. But when I have assignments, like I have been in photo groups, I don't do well.
Right.
So
No, and that's fine. Yeah, you're put up against
yeah,
something you don't want to do, and
right,
that's why it's important to sell yourself through the
right,
work that you like to do, and not let
right,
anybody see this, because
right.
you don't
Yeah,
want to. You would love assignments when they tell you do whatever you want to do, or
exactly.
do exactly this. And when I say
Right,
this is something like I just showed you from one of your favorite pictures that we just looked at. You would say
right,
do this, and it would be different. So
right.
it's just like, for example, like this could be interesting, or this could be interesting, except
Yeah,
there it goes looking, it's a portrait. So if it's a face and they want to hire for a portrait, then this is the way
yeah.
you do it, right?
Okay.
You know
Right,
what I'm
right.
saying? And then you
Yeah,
would like it. But it's not the kind of, that's the kind of thing you would show somebody if they wanted you to do, the way you would do a portrait. You,
okay.
you know, you wouldn't,
Yeah, right.
you wouldn't show them that. You see,
No, no, no,
right.
no. Those were in a small restaurant. I just didn't have room
Oh, it doesn't matter.
for
I don't
all.
care where you
Yeah,
were, but no,
yeah, yeah.
but if you had a challenge, you couldn't do it. You could make something happen, like with that.
Okay. Yeah.
And I like the way the light hits her here, or you did it with Photoshop. I'm not sure, but
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did that. That was Photoshop.
So if you took away the rest
Yeah.
of her body and somebody needed something, then this,
Right.
then this as, just in the face, the way it's lit up and her way to smile, it's one way, but that's not your thing. So that's not the thing that
No.
satisfies you or you could be rewarded by. Here's a matter, of a cold background that could be worked fine
Right.
if you're into
Yeah.
this creates a more interesting composition. And look, with
Right.
her looking away in profile is so much nicer than the other. But here you could practice your composition,
Yes.
by coming in really tight into her face, get rid of her. I can't see it.
Yeah, I instructed her to look the way you have instructed me. So I really appreciate all your feedback. I'm learning. Yeah.
So basically, let me see something. I just guess that. You can't see that, right? What I'm doing?
Yeah, I see your cursor there on that where there are I always look for repetition like that, and it's true. It's very harsh, but it's always often used in modern. You see, I saw some photos in my magazines this week where they use like garage doors, but most of them are closer ups.
Right.
But I like if I can see repetition. Like if there are 3 doors, then it's kind of interesting composition.
Well, I'll show you what I'm referring to. I didn't have time to compose it, but right now, as I'm showing you here now, if you look at this, you see the difference there?
Yes. Yeah.
I could really compose it like that, but I took it off below her dress. You have her looking away, and you have the graphics of the door, and you have it tighter in, and you're creating some graphics. So you're working with. But I can make it more, interesting now. But even, for example, if you do it, I'm just using my computer. I'm not really cropping into it, but
I always found it hard to photograph up against the wall because it gets so flat. I like corners a lot more because then you get the depth to the shot.
Well, it could get flat, but it could also be of interest, graphically. So you see, do you see that second one?
Yes. Yes. You draw. Yeah.
So you could just
pull it to.
Yeah. So so just graphically, that becomes more interesting. It's not you, but it could be. But you see the way the colors go, and you tighten it up. So that. Anyway, so that was.
Yeah, I don't think I will use those pictures for anything.
Right, but it well, anyway, it gives you. So. And then, of course, when you get into this with the tree, the busyness, everything else, and this, I could tell you were searching for it. And here's my Amazon on the Amazon River lady.
Yeah, there you go.
And also she's too happy in all of them. No, but even if you play like you did with the last one with a little blur, but of course, there's a busyness.
That was by accident.
All right, but I understand you're up against. So the biggest thing I could say is the way you can see the graphics, the composition. But the best thing you get out of this is knowing when to walk away so you don't dislike what you're doing.
Oh, thank you for giving me that advice.
So I don't know, if you felt that and and whatever.
but I tried different background. We went for a walk and we went to a different restaurant. So I just shot wherever we were. but I am always a little rusty when I start. I have to kind of warm up.
Mm-hmm.
So that was like I had just met them, and we started to photograph in that restaurant with a lot of people came out that door and disrupted us. So yeah, it was very a noisy situation.
But it's funny. Somebody had just asked me about something I did with Steinway pianos. With the it was an ad that said Steinway wanted me to show craftsmanship, of their work.
Oh wow! Yeah, that's just amazing pianos.
So, and I got hired because of the mood or the style. And it's funny, since I had this up here, I'll share with you this. So here was the picture that I just showed him, and it shows as far as lighting. Can you see it?
Oh yeah, I think I've seen it before. And
it might be on my website. I don't know if it's a tear sheet.
I think so. Yeah, that's gorgeous.
But it's the same look with the directional light, the same feel.
Right.
If I didn't do it like this, I'd have a busy factory that looks dirty, and the focus goes somewhere else. So, it's that kind of thing. So,
you are just an expert on light.
Well, okay. Now, to get it. All right. So let me see. So I think that's.
It was funny. Just talking about light, and now I don't even remember. I met the model at a Christmas party. A lady that she has modeled for Ford for years. And she was photographed a lot. She was saying it was a photographer from Chicago, and she said he developed like these Hollywood lightings in photography. I don't know, but I mentioned you, and she had never heard about you, but it sounds to me like you were doing, because I said you had done the same thing, so I don't know who developed it.
No, the one who did really develop that is, first of all, there was George Harrell, who was known for the old Hollywood movie lighting.
Okay.
And then when I did that, the Philip Morris ads with the glamorous smoking from the 40s with the old Hollywood movie lighting, that kind of thing, that was like George Harrell did, and Horst did it, and so forth. And I actually did that for Philip Morris for a Chicago agency, Leo Burnett Advertising, out of Chicago, which is a big agency. And I did Philip Morris with them, and I did Sony. And there was a fashion photographer who was the biggest in Chicago, named Victor Skrymnetsky. And maybe
that was him. Yes, that is him, Skrymnetsky.
Right.
He had photographed her a lot. Her name is Michelle, but I didn't get her last name. Okay. Yeah. She referred to him.
Yeah. So, was she? So was she working in New York? But anyway,
I am not sure. Yeah, I think she has worked all over the world. Like she was an international model.
Okay.
And she also had done some work now when she is older, like mature. So, but anyway, I need to get her name so you could, if you wanted to see who she is.
Anyway, so now before we get into the website thing, I wanted to ask you the detail about this, about the images. By the way, they look great the way they're, what you have. Tell me about what
I love them, and I do miss, because you told me I should have had mats around them, but it's what I did. But for future, I will definitely put mats on them too.
Right.
So it's like something is lacking now that you pointed that out to me.
Well, it needs, it just needs to have an expensive, appeal to it, and it doesn't have to be a really expensive frame. It just has to be done right,
Yeah. No, I told Lou what I paid for those frames. He was shocked.
Really?
I explained to him why they are more work.
Yeah.
So
how much were they?
Don't know.
How much for?
I paid for the $2,000 for the print and the frames.
Oh, for the print and a frame.
Yes.
For the whole thing. Right.
Yes.
Okay. Well, if you think about, I mean, if they were just done right, but if you think about what you could get for them, but hold your your value, because what what you have here is something special, and you have to create yourself as something special and have that kind of thing going for it, right?
Yeah, no, I love them in his house. I am very proud of them.
Yeah.
And sorry.
No, go ahead. Don't go. Tell me.
Yeah, but we haven't had much feedback yet. Like this Christmas, we will get more feedback, when people start to come over.
Right. And so what, as far as these go, have you what are you're giving it for his house and so forth. By the way, keep in mind, and this also touches a little bit on nonprofits in a different way that you're doing it. If he's looking, if he's looking for a good tax deduction for the worth and so forth of the image,
right?
You can donate. He can donate, not you. He can donate a print or 2 prints or whatever to a nonprofit, and take the deduction from it. And you as an artist can't, and you probably know that.
Oh no, I didn't know that at all. And he does donate a lot to hospitals and
he does. Okay.
Money.
Well, for example,
I didn't know he could buy art and donate that.
Yeah, definitely. So, in other words, if he wanted to do it, but these are as far as an artist is not allowed to take a deduction of the retail worth of their work. Only the material that it cost you to do, which doesn't mean anything. But if you have any kind of record or proof going forward of the worth of your work. So in other words, if you establish, this is the price of them, this is how they're set up, and if somebody wants to, once you sell a piece or two, or once it's established or published, that's your price, and the IRS wanted to check it out, then he has. Do you need to get that?
No. It's my landline. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Then he could take a complete deduction for the artwork as a donation to the hospital.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Yeah. So
that would be
So that's another way for you, to benefit, and he could benefit for supporting what you do, that way.
Right.
So,
that's nice.
And you could even Google it to get more detail of it. But that kind of donation is so he's the one who purchased it, and he's the one that could benefit, from that. So it's a good way for you to work and for him to help back you with this.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Now, this gives you more incentive to build your work and to build your reputation with it. So, so with that said, let's see how you're going to start with this and get it going and start marketing yourself and go forward with it. So, what you should, I want to show you. Let's see. There's a bunch of things to show you. So on the website, let me pull up this girl's website. Here, because I think it's simple and done nicely in there, and she's very talented.
Nice. So your son didn't do that website?
No.
Okay.
My
Okay.
my son was involved in, well, he was involved in my website, but he did.
Okay. I really like your website. It's very nice.
Well, it's basically well, it's more complex only because I'm involved in so many different things. But
Oh yes, and you have so like so much nice work. It's just amazing.
well, all right.
The production.
Well, let me just figure something. Wait. Okay, I'm looking for this. Okay. And this is not necessarily how I would do it, but it's one way that you can do it that I think is simple and nice,
Okay.
and I like it works. So I'm just, let me get it on the screen here so folks see it. Okay, so this Adriana.
Okay.
Okay, so you can see this, right?
Uh-huh.
All right, so
It's yeah.
by the way, see how okay, so it goes into here, so enter. It goes through some of those things.
Okay.
So now, for me, if I was to critique her work, I think her portraits don't blend in as much as her other things, but her eye is really great. So it's very simple. She has this,
Yes.
welcome work. And then, of course, she has land, sea, or whatever. So here, just like, let's look at water first. And
Okay.
she has these abstracts this way.
Nice.
Just simple, plain, nice graphics.
It's artistic.
Yeah.
It's like an artistic touch to it.
So she, done delicately and beautifully that way.
Okay.
Like these.
Is it film or digital?
She's using film. I could tell with the camera. I'll show you in a minute.
Okay.
But she's also using digital.
Okay.
But
those are nice. Very pretty.
Very nice, clean graphics.
Right.
Montauk Blue, Montauk Dream.
Yeah.
Sepia.
Right.
So then, all right. So then, for example, let me just see. Market, art, and design. That's very nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think that's really beautiful. That.
Yeah, I like
breeze.
That. Yeah, I like that with the soft river or whatever. Yeah. Very good.
So she has a good eye, and it's nice and simple.
Yes.
Then she has, land. Oh, that's the same.
Nice presentation. Like it's very clean. It's
right. It's very. So think in terms of your work and the way you divide it up. So then, if you go into and the portraits, let's see, we like in your portraits. There's.
Oh yes, I like the one in blue.
But they don't work as well, as it doesn't blend in for me with the look of her
nature.
Yeah, and she has some famous people on here also.
Right.
So that
not bad though. Yeah, but more those would more be for the persons that are represented than where I don't see they have a great artistic touch to them.
Right. And like I know him, Harry Benson.
Oh yeah.
Nice use of lighting. This is the only one that has a little more of an artistic approach to it.
Okay.
And that's nice too, but I think graphically, but it doesn't, to me, Botero, but it doesn't match her look, her style.
Okay, yeah. No, she's interesting. She got something. I agree with you. So, but I'm always asking myself, would I buy any of them?
Right.
Probably not. Probably not.
This is the nicest, the sensitive picture of this.
Oh, yes. That's a very nice portrait.
And don't forget the portraits themselves. When you do the portrait, that's more for commission, whether it's a magazine or for the person in particular.
Right.
But it doesn't work with the other things. Anyway, so and she's looking for, inspiration and more, that kind of thing. So here's about her. And you can see she's using a Hasselblad. So
oh, nice. Yeah, that's very. So I never told you. I had an uncle who is a photographer, and he used Hasselblad.
Yeah,
that's what he used. Yeah. He photographed me a lot when I was very young.
Oh, really? There you go.
Yeah, he's like the brother of my mother. Yes. So.
Oh, so you've been
but he never broke through. Like he did a lot of commercial, like photographing boats and stuff. But he never broke through like with art photography.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically,
I like that. That main one with the white. Where she has made the waves of water almost white. Yeah. The first one.
Okay, but
that one, I really like that.
Well, and the point is, it's kind of simple graphics, clean, and it shows some, it shows something, and the artist statement, that kind of thing. So
yes, that's how to do it. That's how to do it.
So basically, I think that's a good example of that.
Yeah.
That type of thing. Now, let me pull this up. Let me show you what I did for the cruise line. I gotta find it.
Oh, yes. Oh, I have to look into Silver Seas. Robert, I have just decided I'm never going to do a cruise again. It was almost a horror. I never wanted to go on a cruise, and we went just because of all these friends. They love it.
Yeah, and some people really love it.
Yeah, when we were in Panama, we called up the travel agent and saw if she could find us a flight to take us home.
Oh, really?
We couldn't stand it. No.
Anyway, I don't blame you.
When I hear these river cruises, I think those are much better when they're much smaller.
Yeah, you get on and off and
yeah. Like there were 4,000 people on this cruise ship.
Oh my God.
So if you had like maybe 200 or something like that, maybe. But I doubted that I would ever do it again.
Here, I'll let me see if I pull up the Silver Sea.
Yes.
Here it is, Silver Sea.
Okay. Yeah.
Wait. Board ship destination.
So your work is already presented there?
Uh-huh.
How fun!
So, but I've been on so many cruises because I used to do all the ads for Cunard.
Oh my God!
So I've been on the QE2 and the Seagull, all of these all over. And
Oh my goodness.
a matter of fact, and the one I have on the, that Amazon picture, it's called the Amazon, the woman looking at the river.
Okay.
On the website here matter of fact, I shot for them as an ad. This is not the site I wanted to see.
Okay.
Here. Here's their website. See how big that one is. I've never been on any of their ships, but
right.
But they have the smaller ships too.
Yes.
Owner suite,
Yeah, it has to have nice cabins, because if you are going to live there, it's just those cabins they were horrible.
Oh yes, you have to get in, but they understand, have a really
oh, there you go.
Here.
So this is
Silver Sea. So they have
nice.
Well, here suites.
Yeah, they look much better. Much better.
But where's this is a different ship. Oh, here.
Right.
Wait, I'm looking. I just wanted to find out. Oh, ships.
Yeah,
here we go. Yes.
Okay.
I don't know which one
where they put your pictures.
No. I do know. If I looked it up, I could see. But
okay.
Well, I don't know. Some of these, are smaller.
Okay.
Guest capacity is only 274.
That would be much better, I think.
Yeah.
Of course, for sales, maybe it's better when it's a big.
Yeah, you're
number.
Right. So they have lectures, and then they asked if I want to do go on one next year and do a lecture. I don't want to.
Okay.
No, not for.
No, I don't blame you.
To be on all of them like that, because if I go into
maybe if you did the shortest, we were 15 days. It was way too long.
Yeah. It's definitely too long.
We felt we were in a prison.
Oh, yeah, definitely too long. I agree.
Yeah.
Here, I'll show you. Let me see.
Oh, yeah, there is your photo. I read, yes. So this is the one that you are offering. Oh, all these.
Yeah.
Very nice.
This is from. I just want to see if there's any that are in here.
Okay.
For Cunard.
Do you remember the name of the boat, the ship?
Oh, sure. I've been on the QE2 a few times. Queen Elizabeth.
But where your photos now are offered.
Well, this one is one.
Okay.
That was on. That was on the Vista Fjord on the Amazon in Brazil, and
oh my goodness!
And I have that in the galleries now. It has a really beautiful classic look, doesn't it?
Oh, I agree. I haven't noticed that before. It's beautiful. I like it a lot. Very nice.
And then let me see if I have any others that are on here.
Yeah, they really need photos to break up all that the paintings.
Well, sometimes they don't distribute but let me.
So I'm very glad that you are in there, because, as I say, you need to promote photo as art. You are kind of
Yeah, I mean, it's a way to go here. I just want to see, I have to find it. So I want to show, but this is an idea going forward, just for you, the way for you to think with
okay.
this. I have to get it from here. But talk to me, ask me some things while I look for this.
Yeah, okay. So let me tell you something I don't think I have mentioned. During COVID, I just thought, oh, we might die tomorrow, right? So I decided I need to do something to show all my photos. So I made 12 photo books. And yeah, can you see me now or?
Yes.
Okay, so here I just picked some of my photo books because I am thinking I'm going to use them now to select my pictures for my website, just to see like the categories that I have. And I know categories that you have advised me not to use, like the street art guys and all that. So but for instance, I have one that I took from a hieroglyphic canyon, and I love some of those photos. And do have some model shots there, but I have a lot of the photos from that canyon. Like they are just what should I say? They are not street photography.
Right.
So I was just thinking, I think I would like maybe some of these. You see, I had Asia up there, so I have some model shots from there.
Let me ask you, can you do you have I set you up for a screen share, but you don't have them on your on your phone, right? What you're going to show me.
Okay, right.
Well, I could then if you aim.
I think I could send it to you, but my point is just that now that I'm going to seriously decide what photos to put on my website, and I just have these books here.
Okay.
One book is, for instance, that I photographed in a convent that we have here. It's like Greek Orthodox. And I think some of them are very beautiful, but they are not street photos. And I bought the photo book there. Like you asked me how to get inspiration, and I bought like a black and white photo that the photographer did for Dan. You know, he was a male, so he was close and he photographed these monks. And this book is so beautiful. I love it.
Let me. Can you? Can you hold them up? Can you hold up the book? I can't see it. Bring it. See? I could see it, but I can't really.
Right. So it's just like a lot of photos from a monastery. I do like some of those that I took, but I don't think they have the quality that another photographer has. Like where he photographed them when they are in action and stuff. So, but that's how I get inspiration.
Well, of course, that's great that you get it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, well, so you're asking me about, but definitely, I mean, I mentioned that in some of the videos that I have online about inspiration, whether it's from movies, whether it's from books or museum shows or anything else. And remember, everybody creatively, no matter how creative they are they inspiring? You know, do you copy it? Do you whatever? It doesn't matter because you should. You know, there's nothing is really original. You know what I mean? It's always something that is influenced by somebody else. So. But the way you get inspiration is important. So the point being, how do you get into, or how do you want to get it onto your website, or what are you saying with that?
I'm just saying, I had like those 12 books that I made. I kind of organized 12 books.
Uh-huh.
So a lot of pictures, the way I organized them, I was thinking maybe I could have 12 portfolio on my website, the way you have a lot of portfolios.
Right.
And then you click into them and there are your photos. So that was what I was thinking that I could do for the website, similar, but just on a much smaller scale than you.
Right. Well, the thing is, so do you have some of the pictures that that you're happy with, or you've taken, or
I think so. Yes. I had all the thousands up on Fine Art. I don't know how much you looked on those, but we have not touched on all my photos. So yes.
I want to see
I could start with what you already have seen. We could start there, or should I try to add more groups?
Well, no. Add, first of all, what's important to you? What inspires you? What do you feel?
Right.
Basically, what you've learned so far from what I'm saying, and you've developing your look and what you're doing, and as we've been discussing, what turns you on, that excites you, that inspires you, that you want to build on, aside from the nonprofit, because that's where you're going to go with it. But to get there, to do this, what are the images that you're proud of?
What I'm saying is I have probably a lot of nature photos, more categories than just the people photography. I think that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay.
Like beauty, grasping beauty, but no. I will think about it now. Like my goal is to finish this website hopefully by February.
Okay.
Does that sound reasonable?
Of course it sounds reasonable. If you knew what I have to do before February, you wouldn't think it sounds real. So everything is reasonable,
Right. You have to get going, and you have to set yourself some deadline.
Right, and definitely reasonable. You have to really work on it and do it, and I want to see some of the pictures that you feel. You don't have them on a computer at all, do you?
Oh yeah, I have them all on the computer.
Well, so how come we don't do this on a computer?
Okay.
So I could, I set this call up with a screen share for you, then I could take a look at them.
Okay. Yeah, that is just I don't have a good setup for that.
Okay. Yeah, you have a bad setup for it.
Yeah, it's very private space.
Okay. All right.
And it takes me a lot of times to sort through to where I can present it to you. So I'd rather send it to you in an email, I think.
Okay. You can.
That's okay.
Sure. Yeah. If you could do it, send it like you sent the other thing. As long as they're not too large, as long as they're small JPEGs.
Right.
So, if you could do that, would be, the way to go with it.
Okay, good.
Because I want
a nice photo book. Oh no! What is this you are looking through?
Oh, here. This is what I wanted. This is what I was looking for to show you.
Oh, good.
So what we did for the 7C. Oh no! Wait, is this for it? No, actually, that is not for it, but it'll show you. This is maybe it is. We created another catalog here, but here I'll show you.
Right. Okay.
So we created a studio tour commemorative book because the 7 C's on their ship lines, on all of them, they have they have an art channel, and the art channel ran what I'm doing with the studio tour on the website there, on the interactive, the coaching center. So they ran it on the TV and some of my other things.
Right.
So they got, aside from what was hanging, see, this is what I'm talking about in marketing and the way you should think in
Oh,
marketing.
yes.
So we didn't
Uh-huh.
just create a catalog or a line for them. We created a whole way to market and promote it. So think of this for
Right.
yourself going forward, the way to do it. So
Okay.
we made this out of this commemorative tour for
Uh-huh.
people that go, and see the studio tour, and we put it specifically. This one is done for the Silver Sea. So when you open
Nice.
it, it's just a whole
Mm-hmm.
thing, a catalog of it. But each one
Oh,
we do it,
nice.
we could do it for a gallery this way too. A bio, a
Yeah.
table of contents.
It's almost like a portfolio, but it's better. It's a
Right. Well,
catalog.
it's almost like a brochure or a book kind of thing.
Yeah,
So
like
here,
online.
so this is what we did. See, it says special offer for Silver Seas passengers, not available in
Nice.
galleries. Not available in
Oh,
galleries.
wow.
You don't want to
Right.
compete. You don't want to compete with the galleries that you want to sell your work.
Okay.
So, for example, here's somebody who bought a whole collection of my vintage fashion
Okay.
on the right page,
Oh,
and
nice.
they put it together like that. So
Mm-hmm.
it shows this. So basically, Farber's iconic image are being
How nice.
offered in a
I
special.
really like that wall.
Is that nice? Mm-hmm.
That's very nice.
So
Yeah, I could buy all those. They look really cool.
yeah, so that I know. So,
Yeah.
but this shows you
Nice.
kind of how to market your things, how to show them.
Yeah.
So
So you go smaller size.
right, these for
Yeah.
example, these are like not available in gallery. The size that
Okay, right.
I'm.
Yeah.
So the iconic image is offered as a special Silver Seas edition. This unique edition of fine art prints includes certificate of
Nice.
authentication, registered, verified on the blockchain. And by the
Those are
way,
beautiful. Yes.
we have that thing that you could sign up for through the website that we get a
Okay.
special pricing, like I use the blockchain.
Okay.
If you go there,
Uh-huh.
on the members sign up thing, you could see
Right.
that for the Verisart, the blockchain
Yes.
thing. All right. So this is what
Yes.
we did. The prints.
Beautiful.
So
Yes.
so these are the prints, archival pigment prints. Here's the size,
Nice.
24 by 36. This is what's available, only on the Silver Seas. Edition of 8, and the price is included. Well, anyway, printer to standard, okay, and it says pricing. The opening price is $6,500, and then after that, look how it jumps up.
Okay.
A lot. So it gives an urgency, to buy it right away. And this is only edition of 8. And prices are unframed images, framing options available on request, and choose from a collection of the following requests. So the iconic images, and here's a statement about these nudes.
Each one of them,
yeah,
the story.
And then, the classic fashion, moods, Americana.
Yes, I like your horses. I have a big collection of horses. Like
really?
Wild Mustang. Yeah, I do, yeah.
And
Wild Mustang.
This one is a big, has been a big seller for me, those horses.
Right. It's beautiful.
And then this thing about Jackie Onassis with the by the sea.
Yes.
And then New York.
Oh, that story is amazing that you actually met her.
Yeah. And,
oh my goodness.
And here's the story behind the running horses. You see, we have this.
Okay.
And do you notice what we put on since you were there with the website? Important emphasis and part of the assignment is the story behind the image, for our members to create the story behind the images. So, and that's the one that we just said, that journey of a lifetime that Ina just did on there. because it's so important to bring your emphasis, like I tell you, it's so important to bring that, the story behind it. So the story behind
Right.
this adds much more to it than this itself.
Yes.
Then, all right. So it's basically here. So here's this. So these are the Silver Seas, and it says Silver Seas edition here, commemorative cab. And by the way, they can't, once they're off the ship, they can't buy these images. They have to be on the ship in order to get anything from this edition.
Yes, so you get that exclusiveness.
Right.
This is your only chance to get it.
Right, to do it now. And it just so happened that man who bought the collector who bought my 3 prints bought bigger ones than those.
Okay.
So which was even better. Anyway.
So he ordered bigger one?
And then he ordered larger ones, 30 by 40s.
Right. Okay.
And then there's more things about it, and
yeah, that's exciting. How exciting for you to see how you can promote yourself.
Yeah, and I'll send you this link.
Oh, that would be very nice.
So you can use it as an example or whatever.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I forgot that this is this comprehensive kind of.
Oh my goodness, you have so much.
This is about the wet series, and
Right. Is that how you broke through as an art photographer? With your wet series?
No. That's all new. The wet series is just released now.
Okay. So it was like the fashion model photos that you broke through as an art photographer.
Well, my career started in 1976. When it started full time with everything. When my first book came out, the Book of Nudes, and at the same time, I got my first assignments doing fashion. So I'll do it with.
You know that we have gone over time now. I don't want to take all the time here.
I know. I just feel like I need to give you so much information that it's okay. Here, I'm going to send this. I'll say Silver. Is it Silver Seas or Silver Sea?
Silver Seas.
Okay, and I guess it's S. Yeah. See, okay. So here, when you have a chance, go through it. It might give you some ideas with it. So,
thank you.
Well, we have a lot more to cover, a lot of things to do, and I want to help you it'll be continued.
I just feel that I don't know if we have more time, because is this our 3rd mentorship? I want to get you going a little further, So we'll schedule another one, and we got to continue. But what I'd like you to do is feed me with as many of these images as you can. Okay.
Work on your website. You see, there's something else here.
Yes.
I didn't even show you, because there's ways that I want you to get out and start, to get your work out there. In the meantime,
I did read about the posters, and I really appreciate it. That is such a good idea. But everything has to start with the website. Right.
So the focus will be on your website, getting that going, getting the right images on it. and you know, and keeping your style and everything, and that's what you really have to focus on. And
Yes.
and based on a simple website, I could ask my son, can you? Is this anything that you could do yourself, or is it something that you want somebody to graphically put it together for you?
I'm just thinking that someone could help me with the final. I need to pick the pictures. I'll be happy to get your feedback.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But the final thing, I tried to upload pictures to Wix and I had problems with it. So
Yeah.
I was just thinking, if I have a designer that can do that final touch, and yes.
All right.
I pretty much picked. Wix have all the suggestions, and they even do have web designer that can help you.
Well, that'll wind up costing. What? Let me ask them. What? I know you have a very limited budget with doing it.
Right. Right.
What would it cost to do it through somebody reasonable? And I'll see if
I have not looked into it. So that's what I need to figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
Like how much how much I can, you know, what the big websites cost. I cannot do that. Yeah. Like some people, well, I know what it can cost to do a good website.
Right.
So no, yeah, it has to be something very simple and reasonable.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
You know, let me see. You know, it's funny.
Right.
I'll show you. My son will kill me if I. But I'll show you. He went to school at the Museum of Fine Arts in Boston to be a painter, and it's not really his thing. But I'll show you. Here is. Let me just say. In design here. Here's a few things that he doesn't even update it, but off the record, I'll show you a couple of things that he has on there.
Okay.
Here. Okay.
Okay.
So Devin designed this for our Mexico, the book and the portfolio.
Right.
He did this for the fashion. Here's a website for the Opera Foundation. Here, I'll show you. This is a little more complex, but
so he that is a lot of red, red and black and white.
Well, they have something. Yeah, this is more complex than what you want, but
yeah. You know, Wix, they have their own designs that you can pick from.
Right. Oh yeah. No, so, he would do that with you, picking out which, depending on what kind of templates or whatever you want to use with
it. Exactly. They have the templates, so it's just like to get it all put together.
Yeah, and choose the fonts and do it that way.
Right. Yes.
Okay, let me see it. Wait.
Yeah.
So he designed that catalog from the logo. But these are old, but
right. No, thank you so much for showing me. I like that opening there with the red and white.
No, this is old. That's mine. I don't even use it anymore. By the way, here's his art. No, that's not it.
Yeah, there's your catalog.
Oh, this is from his artwork.
Okay, yeah. So just listing them.
Yeah, but
I think I want at least a few groups is what I'm trying to think. But then people have to click into those.
Yeah, what you want is what he did for his own site, basically something as simple as this, almost.
Yeah. Yeah.
artwork, like the
Okay.
other one,
Yeah.
catalog.
So you think, right?
But but the most important thing, I know, well, you know what you want, and you could just any of the templates. He would suggest some templates, or you would the way you want it, and he
Right.
would put it together.
Exactly.
So yeah. Anyway, but
Yeah.
that doesn't show anything. It's something I saw what he was working on. None of it's even on there, so that he doesn't bother even use that. Anyway.
Anyway, yes.
All right. So uh, pull the things together that you want to put on the web that's important to you, and keep in mind what
Okay.
we've been talking about.
Yes.
All right.
Exactly. Yes.
And
then, do you want to do one more meeting?
Of course. Yeah.
Okay. I would love that.
No, I insist that you should.
Oh, good.
I don't have a manager but myself. So, you know what I mean?
Good.
Because if I had a manager to say, no, that's
thinking,
all.
I will have this ready. Let me set the goal for myself, like by after the holidays, like mid-January, maybe. Or should we meet before that?
Well, whenever you want, because I want to, want to do this. So you could wait a little while until you feel. I want you to, first of all, don't wait too long, because you should get out there. And
exactly.
Because once you get that aside, talk about the marketing and the next steps, and put it. A good way to do it also is put it online onto the coaching center, and and just let me know that you put it up there, but put it up with any kind of story about it or anything about it that you would do.
Thank you.
On there, and just let me see it there. That's a good way, to feed it on there. And but anything you can make interesting about is important.
But I know you have limits to your mentorship. That is it every 2 weeks that you prefer to do it?
With me, it depends on I have a nut schedule, crazy schedule that I'm doing now.
Okay.
So don't even ask me. We'll make it work in between my schedule and your schedule.
So what would you think, like mid-January? Is there a time that?
Yeah. Well, I'm the busiest right now, and then I have this exhibition that's opening that we're preparing for, and that's one of the things I've been doing in New York with it, and it opens on January 26th.
Wow!
And I also have another online exhibition that just went up. On Artsy. And it's kind of a gallery out of Greece, New York, and London, and it's pretty. Nice. It's kind of more of behind the veil, and more erotic kind of thing. So
nice. I would look for it.
Yeah, look for just Robert Farber. It's the gallery IFAC is the gallery, and you'll see it with it's called Under the Veil, Midnight Studio, whatever it is. But it just went up, and it's really provocative.
I love that title. Very nice.
Yeah, they put it together, and it's something more than I would normally put up. But I figure at this point in my career, what the hell,
Right. We need to promote nudity.
Right. So
like people, Anyway, if for me, like sometime mid January would be great, and so I let you choose the time. Okay.
Okay. Anytime. All right, but get some of the images together. So
I will. I promise.
yeah.
I'm getting started with this now.
All right, great.
Much more. What should I say? Focused than I have been in the last month.
Oh, good. All right. Well, I know.
Yeah.
So we don't count that time in between, but all right, good.
No.
Yeah. So let me know, and
thank you so much.
All right, and I'll look for you on the website, but do text me, email me, whatever.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much.
And let me know when you put things up, that I could look for.
Yes,
okay.
I will. I will keep. We can stay in touch that way.
Okay, great. And take advantage. By the way, look at what's available for people that sign up. Initially before we start that Marit thing, and because if if it's good, use that Verisart, the blockchain, that kind of thing, or whatever. Anyway, all right, we'll talk soon.
Okay.
All right, thanks. Good speaking to you.
Yeah. Merry Christmas.
Okay, and you too. Great holiday.
Yeah.
All right, Merry Christmas. Bye.
Bye.